Hi, everybody. My name is Chris, and I live in the United States. I'm the director of Young People's Ministries, and I get to work with discipleship ministries of the United Methodist Church. I really wish that I was there in Taizé in person with everybody for Wesley Week this year, but here we are, coming to you from my garden outside Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know if you can see it over my shoulder, but back there I have some raised garden beds with peppers and strawberries and tomatoes, zucchini, and several herbs like basil and rosemary and parsley and mint and some other things. And it's one of the things that I love doing this time of year is gardening and being able to eat produce from my garden after I compost the waste from our kitchen. And that's what inspired my devotion for today. I wanted to think about worms. It's very strange to talk about worms, I think, but maybe it'll make sense by the end of the devotion and we'll be good. In literature, when you call somebody a worm, it's a bad thing. It's an insult. It's something that you really don't want to be. It's considered very lowly, very dirty. And in fact, that's consistent with things from the Old Testament. Worms are considered dirty. They are not edible according to the food laws of the Old Testament. In fact, one of the things that they did was they touched corpses. And so a worm's work was to deal with dead bodies, things that you just wanted to stay hands off of if it was at all possible. And that carried forward. The term worm came to mean lowly as well. Charles and John Wesley would have both used the word worm to talk about how low people were as compared to Jesus or compared to God. And yet worms do a lot of really important work. There are worms all over the place under our feet, even when we're not thinking about it, just doing what worms do. In fact, doing a quick Google search for an estimate of how many worms there are in the world and about how much dirt they move or eat or work their way through per year, we can estimate that worms move about 6.2 billion metric tons of earth every year. That is equal to the weight of 118 Great Pyramids of Giza. That's a lot of dirt. That's a lot of earth getting moved just by worms being worms. The world is being transformed beneath our feet by things that we don't normally see just because they are doing what they were designed to do. And in that way, worms and disciples have this very strange and familiar connection. Disciples need to live out their purpose every day. If we are called to make a difference in the world, to transform the world through our faith, we are called to do simple things, small acts of faith every day. And when we do those small acts over the course of a lifetime, they transform ourselves and they also transform the world. Being a disciple of Jesus Christ means being faithful to living out your purpose and participating in acts of piety, in acts of mercy, having an active prayer life, being involved with your community, being a steward of the earth, being a caretaker of your brothers and sisters, serving those who are on the margins, looking for opportunities to put your faith into practice. And so this week it is my prayer that you are able to identify those spiritual practices that you are called to do as a disciple that are easy for you to do, those things that you love doing, that you know make a difference for you, and recognize that by doing those, you are also making a difference for the world. And that difference is created because of how consistently and regularly you participate in those spiritual acts. When you figure out ways to show love for God and love for neighbor, they don't have to be big, crazy, famous things. They don't have to get 1 million likes on YouTube or TikTok, or don't need to add up to a ton of social media followers. What they need to do is slowly make a difference in your own life and transform who you are so that then the world becomes transformed because you are living into who you are as a Christian, as a disciple of Jesus Christ. Worms are essential to a really good garden, hopefully like the one that I have behind me. They create compost. They make the soil fertile. They aerate the dirt so that roots can be put down and all the fruits and vegetables that I want to grow can grow above ground. Yes, we need sun. Yes, we need water. And yet we also need fertile ground in order for those fruits of our labor to be seen. And so be a worm. Do something that you may not get a lot of recognition for and realize that it is life-giving. It is transformative. It allows us to live into our purpose as disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. There's my inspiration for you today. Find something small that you love doing, do it every day, and watch for the transformation that happens.